Hello, you nosy wankers. Welcome back to Squid Game Syndrome TV podcast. I at least know how to say his podcast name, unlike Troy Salmon. He's scared of saying that word. I am your host, Ben Gillen, and it's a privilege to be back here to see how you all are. Hope you're well. As always, I'm joined by a woman that gave up her Scottish independence and her surname to take an English one. It's Helen Watkins.
Hi. I love my new name.
It's a good joke, isn't it? Really.
It's good.
And a woman who told me to kidnap a cat and send it to her in the post. Most probably a muscular delivery man attached. It's Tara Chloe.
Hello, people.
I cannot believe you told me to put a nice little cat that was hanging out with me in the park.
Yeah, but I like the cat. It was a calico with my food.
Well, how am I meant to send a cat to you?
Well, it was a calico. It was my favorite type, so yeah, I want it. And it's a stray, so well, technically I can give it a home.
Well, this cat came up in the park last weekend and just decided, I'm going to sit with you guys. Which never happens. You never see a stray cat in a park. It doesn't happen. It's not. You see squirrels and pigeons, and maybe an angry swan. You do not see a stray cat just sitting there, just meowing and saying hello. Very lovely cat. I don't normally like cats because they're a little bit sneaky with their claws, but this one's okay. Very nice cat. Just stayed with us. Other people came near it. It walked away from them. Didn't like other people. Liked me and my wife. So win-win. I'm a cat man apparently now. So yeah, how are you two being? Anyway, enough about my life.
I've been all right. Yeah, finished moving. That's why I was absent for a couple of weeks. You know, getting into the new place, cleaning up the old place, battling with the landlord, making plans to eat the rich and start a revolution. All the usual.
Yeah. Uprising against the rich people. That's a good start. Tara looks like she's got a beard at the moment because she's holding her hair. It looks like she's got a big old bushy beard going on there. And now she's shaved it off. How are you, Tara?
I'm good. Yep, good.
Right, so you're going to a wedding in December with Moo. That's not a cow, that's your friend. Are you excited?
Yes, of course I'm excited to go to Bangkok again.
Bangkok. I won't make a joke. I've done that joke last time. We got nowhere with it. I'm just going to walk away from it like an adult.
Okay.
But yeah, there's no Troy Salmon this week. He's on Virgin Internet. I can't even make the joke. Literally, the Virgin Internet's let him down. So our innocent Virgin is not here.
Oh,
when I found out it had to be Virgin broadband, didn't it? It couldn't have been any other provider he went with. It had to be Virgin. I'm going to really rake him over the coals next week and just absolutely take the piss in the introduction when I see him. Anyway, so what have you guys been up to? What have you been watching? Any movie talk first to shoot out the way?
Yeah, I went to see Nope last weekend.
How was that?
Nope.
How was it?
Oh, it's so good. Like, it's so good. I'm not going to spoil it because I know you haven't seen it yet, Ben, and you know the listeners might not have seen it yet. But like, if you're in two minds about it, just go and see it. It's really good. It's got a lot to say about the way we treat each other, the way we treat animals, the way we treat celebrity. You know the way we crave spectacle but don't think about who's in the middle of it. You know, it's all there. It's good. It's a good movie.
Okay, I'm going to put you in the spot. So if you take Get Out and Us, where does it sit? Because those are two very good movies. So really, it can't lose.
I don't know, actually, because it depends what you're judging them on. Like
Quality.
Oh, no, but there's so many different things. Like, because they've got different
your quality. Then.
They've got different qualities.
What is your favourite one?
Okay, I liked it better than I liked Us. I'm not sure if I liked it as much as Get Out, but Get Out is like iconic.
Let's just say though, when we say Us, I've always had this argument with like Edgar Wright movies. Everyone goes, all the movies of Edgar Wright are amazing. Like The World's End is like Us. It's not as good as his other stuff, but it's still a damn sight better than 99% of other movies made.
Oh yeah, it suffers very badly from, the Grease 2 phenomenon, doesn't it? Like if it was in isolation, it would be considered a masterpiece, but because it's
Ghostbusters 2 is a brilliant film, but it's not as good as number one, and it gets held up. Thank God, like it unfairly gets slaps. It's a great film.
no, it's a great film, that's what I'm saying. But if it was a film, if Ghostbusters 2 was the initial film and it wasn't a sequel, people would be saying, "Oh God, that's brilliant! What a good film! You got Peter McNichol, you got a baby, you got Bill Murray. What more do you want?" But
You've
because
got
it's a sequel,
really scary sort of that
so
ghost nanny in when he smiles, it's still freaky.
Yeah, we watched it last week actually. But yeah, no, I think it's a very different beast to the other films actually. It's
because I just went in last night in Soho and I've watched every Edgar Wright movie he's directed. There isn't a shit one. There's not even an average one. They're
all good.
They're all really worth watching. And like you said with Us, that's why I would make the comparison with World's End. It's slightly not as good as the other two that they did with Simon Pegg and Nick Frost, but it's still really, 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 really funny.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think Jordan Peele. I'm really happy he's done a good movie. And it's again like Midsummer with the other horror director. Everyone goes, "Oh, it's not as good as Hereditary," but no, it may not be, but it's still a damn good movie.
I think it's better than Hereditary. I prefer
That
Midsummer.
Some people say that, and that is not a outside box thing to say. Actually,
I'm just trying to think of like an equivalent. Like
it's like again,
if I was gonna say like if the the three main Jordan Peele films were the Cornetto trilogy, like which one would be which? And Get Out is very much the Shaun of the Dead, right? Because it's the first one. It sets the tone. It's all that stuff. But then which one's World's End and which one's Hot Fuzz?
Nope is Hot Fuzz.
Oh, Hot Fuzz. That was funny.
See, I would say there's more in common with Nope and World's End. Have got more in common.
Because Us is more comedic than Get Out. There is obviously humour, but it's from one character. There's a lot more humour from the cast of Us throughout. Because the sidekick, the best friend, is the best thing about Get Out. He's just hilarious. He's all the good lines.
Comic relief. There's comic relief in Get
Out. There's a lot of dark humour the whole way through. Like especially the dad gives it really good.
Oh yeah, so I suppose then I think you might be right. Actually, I think Hot Fuzz might have more in common with Nope because Hot Fuzz is about like surface appearances and spectacle and how we observe things and how they happen and are people who we think they are.
Like you think elderly people are all nice and nice, but actually they can pull out a machine gun out of their basket on their bicycle and try and double Uzi you, like Hot Fuzz. Vicar, nice old vicar, Christian vicar, he could be an asshole. Yeah, the appearances can be deceptive. I mean, look at Rolf Harris. I mean, like grind gigs, people that are idolized. I mean, Ian Watkins from Lost Prophets, who saw he was a paedophile, like for example,
Pretty much everybody.
Okay, but what I'm saying is you can't really trust anybody.
No, I'm joking. One thing I can say though, because you made me think of Edgar Wright, so you made me think of Adam and Joe. I had a little moment on the internet with Joe Cornish the other day.
Yes, Adam and Joe.
So
I love the Tokyo. Sorry to interrupt. You should definitely. Have you done the Adam and Joe in Tokyo?
I haven't. No.
Oh, it's on YouTube. Go watch it. It's loaded up on YouTube. It's so funny. Obviously, I love Adam and Joe.
Okay, so I bumped into them in the 90s when they were like at their peak in the taxi rank at Euston Station, and I got their autograph, and it's literally the most 90s thing ever. It's a page torn out of my Filofax, and it's signed by both of them, and it says Adam's like, "I will always, my love is deeper than a well," or something, and then Joe says, "I will always love you," and because I've just been moving, I found it, so I put it on Instagram, going, "Oh, it's like." It must have been 25 years since I accosted Adam and Joe at Euston Station. It was really, really lovely to say hello to them and all that stuff. And then Joe, I tagged Joe in it. Adam's not on social media anymore, and I got like a little message going, "I still love you."
Oh, he must probably. I wonder if he remembers.
I doubt he remembers. I doubt it. But
it's nice of him to tag you and say, "Hey, hello again. I still love you."
yeah. One of the things I remember though is that they were out with Jonathan Ross, and I didn't recognise Jonathan Ross. Well, I did, but I didn't say anything to him because I wasn't interested. I was like, I idolised Adam and Joe at that point.
I bet you hurt his ego. Apparently, he's got a bit of an ego.
He was like, "Oh yeah, you're Scottish. What's your funny voice, have you?" And I was just like, "Excuse me, I'm talking to Adam and Joe."
That's where you guys go kiss him right in the chin, and we wouldn't have had to put up with his awful chat show where he spends 90% of it talking over the guests. There was one time the Misfits were on season 1. I thought Robert Sherman was going to jump across the desk and stab him. Really wish he had. Because he was giving Jonathan Ross a real bollocking, and Jonathan Ross was getting really annoyed at him because he was taking over his show. There's a bit where Robert Sherman just sat on his desk and grabbed his microphone. You're right, Johnny boy. He's winding him up. Robert Sherman's a cheeky boy from Umbrella Academy.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's cool. That's awesome. Nope is a good film. I've also watched. I don't know if it's got a dub, so you can watch it, Helen, because I know you have trouble with subtitles. And Tara will go first for a minute. Audition, which is a Japanese horror movie.
I watched that though.
I've watched it for the first time. It's nuts. Oh my god!
I know, it's disgusting.
I know what happens in it.
You know the bit. I don't even think you need to read the subtitles.
I don't think we should recap the most disgusting moments.
No, but the bit at the end, I think Helen knows. Everybody knows deeper. Like, you know, the bit where she gets the wire out. Like, it's disgusting, and it tries to wrong fit you at the end. Is it a dream sequence? Is it not? And it's just really the way that the way it ends with, you know, the bit at the end, the last death, is so normal. How somebody would die normally. Really, I thought, well, that's normal. If you fell down the stairs, you'd most probably die.
Well.
What a film! It's a really weird setup, but like, it goes places. And the thing is, the couple aren't even together that much in the film. But there's some great tense scenes early on of her in her apartment just looking at the phone, and you're like, oh, early on they're telling you, oh, she's a wrong un. Okay, this isn't good. Like, it sets it up early, and it doesn't keep going back there, but you're already aware of there's trouble ahead for him, like the man who's looking for a wife. It's dark.
Many men like that.
Yeah. It's so. I felt quite happy for her, actually. She seemed to be really happy when she was slicing him up. She definitely, if she found her right job, she'd be a very happy girl.
Is it of the kind of good for her?
She was abused, but I can't pardon what she does, but there is a reason why she's mentally disturbed. Basically, orphaned, creepy housing, basically. Yeah, not real support on her own most of the time. Abused as a child, so it's really messed her up. There's been no parents to guide her, so she's just she's basically done it to loads of people. So she goes around finding men that they can disappear, basically, and she just chops them up and puts them in a bag in her flat, which is nasty.
Ew.
I also watched, what was it? I can't remember. It was bollocks. I can't remember. I have to tell you next time. I watched the Craft.
Oh, such a good movie.
I think we talked about this last time, didn't we?
We are the weirdos, mister.
Yeah, the weirdos, mister. That's a good horror movie. It's not really a horror movie, but it's really it's kind of cool. I enjoyed it. So I'm going to let Tara speak because Tara wants to go first. So ladies first.
Okay, right, understand. So today we're actually going to talk about a very sexy show with man titty, of course. It is called none other than Oh My Venus. Has anyone heard of it?
Venus.
Oh My Venus.
Yes, yeah. Have you guys heard of
Something
it?
else there. I'm glad that was Venus. I thought you said something else. I thought.
It's Venus. Okay, anyway.
I haven't heard of it. No, I'm gonna look
Is
it
it on
up though.
Netflix?
Okay. Yes, it's on Netflix. So basically, it
you.
was a Korean drama back in 2015.
Okay.
So it's about a guy called John Kim or Kim Young Ho. Let's just call him John Kim. He is actually played by Soo Ji-suk, a sexy Korean actor with a nice, hot, smoking body like a Greek god and has mentity and all.
Hold on.
And
Is that the guy you put in the WhatsApp group earlier?
no, that's a different one. Yes.
Photo bombs are a week long. Just to let you know, viewers.
I am not complaining.
I have to be careful when Tara sends an email, text message now that I'm on my own to make sure no one gets the wrong idea.
Okay, yeah. So basically, this is him, and he, well, I'm not sure if he bathes or not, but it doesn't matter. Anyway, yes. So John Kim is a personal trainer to Hollywood stars. So despite his family wealth, he actually suffered an accident in his childhood, something to do with his knee. So throughout the show, he gets knee pain. He's like, oh, my knees, and yeah. So okay, and then after that, then we go to the girl. There's the main girl who's a 33-year-old lawyer, and so I mean, in her teens, she used to be like the it girl, but she actually gained a bit of weight when she grew older. So and this guy is a personal trainer basically. So one day she flies on a business trip to the US and then comes back to Korea, and she's actually eating diet pills. So she faints on the plane, and John Kim acts as a medical personnel on the flight, and that's how they get intertwined with each other. But okay, so we do the introduction scene on John Kim. He's just there, in his Hollywood studio, working out, doing all sorts of shit, and then he's sitting in the hot tub where, you can see, oh, damn, this is the best scene. You should play the gravy song. Okay, he's just sitting in the hot tub, and yeah, you can see like 90% of everything. Yeah.
Excellent.
Yes. Beautiful. Beautiful. We should screenshot that. Okay.
No
So
doubt
this
you will send it to us later.
yeah, probably, yeah. So this is like the most fan servicey thing of all. So then he meets the girl, her name is June. So and then they get intertwined each other. So June actually hears that he is famous. So sorry. So she actually wants him to help her lose weight, which she actually does. So they go through a series of weird exercises. Like one time he asked her to do jujitsu together, and you know how Brazilian jujitsu goes, right? On the floor. Do you?
I've heard of it.
Oh,
I've heard of it.
You can Google image now and see how it actually goes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So just imagine a guy and girl doing that, and what if the guy is actually hot?
Really? One guy. One guy.
Yes, yes. Basically, you're wrestling with the hot opposite gender on the floor, which leads to, yeah. And sometimes just fucking them fan servicey. Like, in Jiu-Jitsu, you're supposed to lock legs around the opponent and throw them over. So, when they actually do that, it's like, okay, am I watching a sexual tension show? Yeah. Okay, I should not continue. Anyway, yeah, so the story goes as it goes, and so in the end, she actually loses weight, and they fall in love somehow, and they actually so get close to one another, and okay, I can't remember, and yeah, and they actually fall in love in the end, and he proposes to her in the end. So I'm thinking, this show they have a very and you know what's the funny part? The girl's friend calls him Mr. Sexy Sexy Coach, a Korean.
Sexy coach. Is that his job title?
Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, there should be his job title on his resume, Sexy Sexy Coach.
I would totally wear that on a name badge if I was a sexy coach. I would totally make sure it had the word sexy coach on it. You know.
Yeah, but they should be on his resume, seriously. And yeah, I kind of recommend the show. I don't know why, but the guy is hot. Yeah, I've said it a million times. And yeah, I mean, okay, it'd be nice to have a hot personal trainer who has man titty helping you get fit.
Mm.
Yes. So, has anyone had a man titty trainer before?
No, I've never been to the gym. What about you, Helen?
I've never had a personal trainer,
Never, neither did I. No.
but I've been to the gym,
Mm.
and there was some inspiration.
Okay.
You know, I've seen some of those guys.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Yep. But just imagine if he's your personal trainer.
Okay.
It's my dream come true.
Okay.
Yep.
So is it a comedy or is it a drama or what is it?
It's a drama actually, and at the same time, it's kind of like a comedy.
Mm.
Yep.
But is it like, because you bring up a lot of Korean shows, where would you put it in your all-time list of Korean shows you've watched?
Oh, I
Yeah,
will
podcast.
put this one on a very high rating because there's some fan service and yeah.
Okay, let me tell you something, because I don't think Helen knows. We have the other podcast, House of Animation. Tara has given very controversial low scores to classics.
Okay.
So she's a very tough mistress when it comes to scoring. So if it's high, I tend to think it's got to be pretty decent,
Okay.
actually.
Got a what?
It's got to be pretty decent if you're giving it a high score, because I know you're very careful with your scoring on the other podcast we do together, House of Animation.
It's got good ratings on IMDb. It's got 7.8 out of 10 on IMDb, which is
That's a Tara score, 7. If you think it's 7.
Okay. Actually, I'm gonna give it an 8.
Okay.
8.5. Yeah.
but people on IMDb are notoriously fickle. So for it to get a 7.8 on IMDb is quite impressive actually.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
pretty good.
I think
7's
they're
not a
all
bad
in.
score.
Yeah, they're all in for the main guy. Who can't deny a sexy Asian man, sexy Korean man.
You should start your own podcast about sexy Korean men in TV.
I mean, yeah, if I move to Korea, why not? It's gonna be a documentary.
Hmm.
Yep.
Just to say that we all have had a sneak peek at the theme tune of this documentary, and yeah, it's excellent.
Yes, and I might collaborate with Troy because he's gonna do the Find My Titty Man, and I'm gonna do Find My Titty Man.
Excellent.
Yes, so but summer is already over though. It's gonna be fall or autumn, so no more people at the beach.
Well, autumn is a time to find love, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Because that's when you want somebody to snuggle in with in the winter.
Makes sense. Yeah, I guess it makes sense in a way. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay. Yep. So that is all for my pick. And yeah, but this seems like a dream so far.
Okay.
Good stuff. All right, because you've got a lot to talk about, Ben. I'm going to go next if that's okay.
Yeah, sure.
Sure, go for it.
Okay, so I've been watching a lot this week actually because I've been finding it quite hard to switch off. So I tend to get really into something, or get into phases of watching a whole load of telly and getting excited. So I've watched a few things. So I watched Marriage on BBC, which is
Oh, me and my wife saw this and we're discussing watching this.
Nicola Walker and Sean Bean playing like an old couple.
Does Sean Bean die in this one?
He doesn't
Did he die?
actually.
He's
Why not?
alive?
Yeah.
No, but there's a
Oh,
joke.
my.
Sean Bean always dies in everything. He survives.
Yeah, he's like, I don't know, dies.
Finally.
No, he lives in this.
Oh, that's weird. For
I mean,
one thing, like,
it's not for everyone, I don't think, but it's a very kind of character-driven, not very kind of flashy, but
It's about marriage.
like nice little drama about a couple who just rub along quite nicely. Thank you very much.
That's nice because it's nice to see. James McAvoy one lockdown when it was a bad marriage, and it's nice to see a marriage that's really nice for once. How many times have you seen broken families in TV?
Exactly.
Parents not living together with their kids, and it's nice to see a happy marriage for once.
Exactly.
Go ahead, please.
The other thing that I would really recommend this week is I've been watched the first two episodes of the Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney documentary about them buying
Welcome to
Football
Wrexham.
Club. Welcome to Wrexham, yeah. It's really sweet, really nice. They do seem like genuinely good blokes. I was quite scared of watching it and finding out that Ryan Reynolds is actually quite a Hollywood shithead, but he's not. He's not actually. He's really lovely, and they hadn't met each other before they bought the football club. They'd only talked online, so it's kind of like them meeting each other for the first time as well, which is really sweet.
Is there a bit? Is this on Amazon?
I can't remember if it's on Amazon or Disney Plus. I think it's on Disney Plus.
Because the thing I want to know about is like because they're American, is there like they come to Wrexham and go, "Wow, England's crazy!" Like
no. So when there's a term that needs to be explained, they'll say, "This is the English word for it. This is the American word for it, and this is the Welsh word for it." So they're really, really clear that they're not in England.
Oh, okay.
Which I was pleasantly surprised by because I was expecting to say, "Oh, yeah, Wrexham is Wales and England," but no, they talk about like, so they talk about like different things, and I can't remember the word that I think it was like something like packed or something, and it was like busy, and so yeah, they do, and it's just a really sweet little documentary about a little football club, and thinks riding that big old Ted Lasso wave quite hard anyway, because everybody loves to feel good stories about football clubs and underdogs, right?
Yeah, so I did laugh though. This is going to make you laugh. There was a Wrexham playoff, and this last season back in May or June when they were fighting for promotion. Can't remember if they won or not. But obviously, Ryle Reynolds and the other guy were there. A goal went in. They celebrated it, and then it was Wrexham conceded, and they were celebrating the other team scoring a goal.
It was
a bit
offside.
Embarrassing there, lads. Embarrassing.
I think they cheered one that was offside as well.
Yeah, bless them. The enthusiasm was amazing, but you should at least know your team's, your team's colours.
Yeah.
Which team it is meant to be.
I don't think they claim to be experts in football by any stretch of the imagination, but it's quite sweet, and
it's quite funny though.
But my other pick this week would probably be the series of A League of Their Own, which is on Amazon, which is like a series based on the film, Madonna film, so Madonna Tom Hanks film.
What was the name of it again?
A League of Their Own.
League of Their Own. It's not with James Corden talking.
No, God, no. Come on, you've met me. Do you ever think that I would ever recommend anything with James Corden at all?
Oh, we hate James Corden. Go ahead.
So it's made by Abby Jacobson from Broad City, and she's in it, and it's also got Darcy Carden in it, so Janet from The Good Place, and it's World War II. It's America. The men are all off to war, so the women are playing baseball. But the film came out in the 90s, and it was very kind of sanitized version of what America was like at that time. So like there was very, very, very small mention of kind of race politics and all that stuff. So, and very few mention that there are don't come at me, but there are a population of women who enjoy sport who like other women. It just isn't mentioned kind of in the original film, but that kind of really digs into it in this. So it's about kind of what it is to be queer in America in the 1940s. and what it is to be black in America in the 1940s. So it's talking a lot about how they'd put in kind of specific laws that would allow, like, kind of quote unquote white workplaces to take on black labour during the war. Now, a lot of places still weren't doing it, and although the people were needed, they still weren't treated fairly and all that stuff. And then one of the characters is a black woman who's a really good pitcher who wants to be on the team but gets turned away. And it's her kind of fighting to get a place on any baseball team is a kind of subplot. And it's got some kind of nice callbacks to the film. What's his face? Ron Swanson. The guy who plays Ron Swanson is playing the coach.
Okay, I don't know who that is.
I can't remember his name. It's going to really annoy me until I can remember it. But he's a really good actor to have around. Hang on, I'm going to Google it and see if I can find out who it is.
Okay. While you're doing that, I'm going to sing.
But no, it's fine. So that's my pick, my main pick for the week. Like, Nick Offerman, that's his name, without a moustache. It's very weird. So yeah, he's in it, and yeah, it's got a little bit more politically charged than the 90s Hollywood sanitized version of America in the 1940s, and it's a lot of fun. And yeah, that'd be my top pick for the week. So I'm going to hand the reins back over to you, Ben.
Checking on just to see if the Virgin Internet's still going on. Troy still can't come, so I will finish this up then. No problem. Okay. So I've been away 3 weeks because I just needed a break. This is what happens sometimes. I will come off to Troy next week for not saying Squire syndrome. We will get him help so that he can get past this problem in his life. So I'm just going to go through them very quickly because we'll be here all day. Update on Stranger Things. I finished season 2. I'm just going to quickly go because I've talked about it before. Obviously, I love season 2. I've taken a break. I didn't think the villain was that great. The big spider thing didn't really do anything. It's well written. There's too many characters now. There was a pointless trip to New York for no reason that they could have just cut the show. It was a waste of time. But I'm really happy. I still love all the characters. I do think Will is just. I think the actor who plays Will just sleeps all the time. He's never there on set. He just generally disappears every season. He's basically the damsel in distress. I think the best mum ever is still Will's mum. She's still the best mum on TV. I love the sheriff more. And I'm looking for Hopper, yeah.
Hopper's
I'm looking forward to
amazing.
season. Lucas is becoming my favorite character though. And Dustin as well.
Lucas is really great. Yeah, he comes into his own in the later series, and his little sister does as well.
I just like how both him and Dustin were like, "Oh God, there's a nice looking girl there. Hello." It's quite funny. Although I did have a problem with Dustin like looking after the very obvious bad thing, which was from the Upside Down, whatever they're called.
The baby Demogorgon.
Yeah, a bit stupid, but like.
Yeah, I think we all thought that, to be honest.
Oh yeah, it made no sense. It was a bit artificial. I'm just going to add 5 shows to my list. Because I've just realised I watched season 3 of Locke and Key as well.
I did too, yeah, but I zoned out. I zoned out towards the end.
So, where do you want to start with it? It was okay. Half the cast aren't there. It feels like they stripped all the cast out, and I don't think it's because of COVID, because they filmed the last season during COVID and everybody was there. So I just want to call this out because I think we can talk about this. You can run ahead a bit. They really bent over backwards to get Dodge back in. I thought it was absolutely shocking how they did that. There was absolutely no reason for Dodge to come back that way. Time travel key. Because I was shouting at Bodhi, what the f- are you doing, you silly little shit? It's not even good writing. It's awful writing.
Yeah, nothing made sense really much this season. It all felt a bit forced. It felt a bit like, how can we get Dodge back? How can we create drama?
Why don't we just keep the nice British boyfriend away from Casey? Like he turns up at the end, which is really insulting because he just disappears. That autistic kid is just grown up so bloody fast. Though. I swear it's a different actor. But the way they just handled it, there was a really nice bit with the family at the bit where they cuddled the dad.
Mm.
But then all of a sudden, the guy that killed him is now helping them. The bad guy is not really well defined. He's got a really weird speaking style. I don't
Just
know.
like, why
Man.
would you have like Amelia Jones in your cast and like not make the absolute most of her?
It makes no sense to me.
Instead of just having her running around reacting to things and pining for a lost boyfriend.
I don't know. It wasn't terrible, but it felt like Dodge was a really good villain, and like they picked some really shitty. We don't even know what he was going to do. There was no end game. It was just, I'm going to open up the floor with the keys. And for a while, they were the shittest villains I've ever seen. Like they kept running away.
Well, the whole thing of it was like these siblings that felt detached from their mother because of her alcoholism find this secret
Which they don't talk about in the fucking show, and only at the end do we see it a little bit.
Which their father passed down to them, you know, who they missed. And, you know,
It's not
he was
good.
obviously the present parent. So he was like, we've got this link to our mother. And then they completely ruined that by separating the siblings and, like, having the mother, like, part of the japes, like, and being, like, knowing all about it. And
They just got rid of her really interesting character thing of alcoholism, which is could have been that's from the show. They ripped that out. They shouldn't have done that. They should have left that in because it would have made it harder for them. I just don't understand why. And then when they started nodding to it in the flashbacks, I went, "Oh, fuck off, f off." That happens in when she's in lockout and key house. F off. Like I got really passionately angry because I thought, don't mention it then. You're not going to mention it. Don't mention it now. I got really angry. So.
well, it's got one of those things, isn't it, where it's like, oh, we don't want to.
Helen's husband.
My husband's just come home. It's got one of those things, isn't it, when it's like, oh, we've got ourselves into a little plot cul-de-sac. What should we do? I know, we'll invent another key. And it's just like, you can't keep inventing keys to create drama and then inventing keys to end the drama. Like, and be like, oh, hang on, we've got a key for this.
And if you're going to show us how the keys are made, do it properly. Do a whole episode on the creation of the keys, your pussies. They don't even do like a lot in the flashback to when their dad was a child. That would have been helpful. That's in the comics. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Exactly. I'm disappointed. I was disappointed.
I'm not disappointed in Squid Game, though. I've watched the first 2 episodes of Squid Game.
But sorry, can I say one more thing about Locke and Key that really annoyed me?
Go ahead, yeah.
Well, since they found out that Kinsey could sing when she was in Coda,
Yeah.
they elbowed in like 3 different times when she was singing in Locke and Key when she hadn't really been singing before. Like they just shoehorned that in, didn't they?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that annoyed me.
And just not having, I don't know, just not having all the characters come back for the finale. Like, you know, friends of the family, they should all be there. It just felt a bit shit. So I've been watching Squid Game.
Yes, I have.
I love Squid Game. I'm 2 episodes in. It is everything that everyone's been talking about. Love all the characters. They even did the bit in episode 2 where like, okay, you can leave them. It's like, what? Everyone just leaves. They all realize they need the money. They go back. I was like, this show's going to surprise me, is it? Okay, I like that. Okay, you're subverting my expectations. And I love all the characters. They're all very deep. A lot of crazy stuff's happening. I think it's going to be good. I find it quite hard to feel sorry for people who gamble and keep amassing more debt. Really, to be fair, it's not always easy to root for these characters, but I suppose that's the point. They improve as they go on to be better human beings. But yeah, no, Squid Game. I know it's an old show now, but like I'm catching up because I'm trying to get through some big shows. So Squid Game is really good. I also watched Red Rose on BBC iPlayer.
Is that any good? Because that's on my list.
Fucking awesome. It's basically about an app that I won't get into it. It's based around a phone app and how it influences a group of friends up north as well. So lots of northern accents, which is nice to hear, not just London accents, proper Bolton, Manchester accents. Lovely. It's got the chick from Metal Lords, the Netflix film about the heavy metal cellarist. I don't know if you've seen that. She's one of the main characters.
I haven't seen it.
I only clocked it after I checked the IMDb page. So yeah, it's really good. I won't go to too many spoilers. I will talk about it again when Helen watches it, and we're going to a deep dive on it. It's really good. It's setting up a sequel in Tokyo. I don't think they're going to go for it, but they tried to be cheeky and go for a second season. So it might go international season 2, which would be really interesting. But yeah, the acting's really good. It changes the plot. It's not afraid to kill a character. Very surprising in certain places with who they take out. I think you'll like it. I would jump it to the head of the queue for next week, Helen, if you're around. Go watch it because I was really impressed.
I will watch it actually.
Like it kind of helped me with Lock and Key a little bit because I watched this after Lock and Key, then when I watched Squid Game. So it really helped me kind of be happy again.
Yeah. Or like lifts you up kind of thing from it. Squid Game is really heavy, isn't it?
No, it's not so much that. It's the quality of Lock and Key wasn't very good. So I watched this and I was like, oh yeah, this is what Stranger Things is like. Really good TV, brilliant. Hooked me in. And it's great that the BBC is doing this type of stuff because they're normally just lately they've not done good stuff. So I'm really happy. There's also Avoidance with Roman Harangadesh.
I don't know who that is.
It's the Roman. It's the Indian British comedian with the wonky eye and the big beard.
Oh, Ramesh Ranganathan.
Yeah, I can't say his name. Him, but it's him. It's written by him. It's about him being a dad who's really shit and he lies all the time.
Oh, yes, yes.
Have you seen it?
I haven't seen it. No, I've heard of it though.
Please do. It's so good. It's so good. It's really funny and it makes him nice, even for he does. He avoids everything. He avoids his girlfriend breaking up with him. He avoids it. They're not broken up. They are broken up. He just doesn't. He doesn't lie. Well, he does lie, but he avoids anything. He avoids the truth, which is lying. So every time he lies, it's hilarious. Go watch it. It's good. He doesn't swear on it much. There's a really good kid actor in it who's going to be a big star. I think he's really funny without being too rude.
Excellent. Well, that's good.
It's a lot of TV, and I'm keeping it short because there's 6 shows to talk about this week with me.
What's the next one then?
No, that's me. 5 shows. Yeah, but it's all good stuff except for even Lock and Key was a bit okay. Like it wasn't terrible, but like the other 4 are amazing. So I've had a 4 out of 5 week. Well, a couple of weeks. Next week I'm going to talk about a bear going to a theme park.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to talk about a bear who goes to a theme park next week, and the great thing is you can watch it, Helen, because there's a dub version. Lovely.
Excellent. I'm looking forward to that then.
Yeah, I'm going to bring up an old favourite from last year that I spoke. Oh no, at the start of the podcast I spoke about it, and I think it's time to, then I think it's time to talk about it next week. But that's me, right?
Excellent.
Tara, are you still awake?
Yes, I'm still here.
Well, hey, okay. So, is there any mail, anything?
Nope. Oh yes. Well, do check out my channel because we have plenty of fan services below in the description.
Lovely. Yeah, go do that. And all the shows we discuss are in the description as well. Go check them all out. Sometimes we do talk about shit, but it's always good if you want to form your own opinion. We always make sure we link every show that we watch in the description. Not linked, but you can go find it on the internet somewhere. Helen, would you like to do your thing?
Yeah, find us on twitter.com at squareeisen or gmail.com at the same one. But yeah.
Brilliant.
That's all.
And obviously Troy's Legend of Legend of Old 101, Legend of Old 101. It's all in this description below. And friends in the podcast, Alex Totoro's therapist help. Also artwork from the person that does the artwork, my wife. And yeah, that's it. There's also a Facebook group. Go do that. And House of Animation returns next Thursday as we talk about Sword in the Stone, aka Arthur putting his penis out, his sword, not his cock. All through, really, pretty much. It's a metaphor, isn't it? The stone is the vagina. Yeah, I won't get into it. Anyway, so it's goodbye from me.
Bye
Goodbye
from me. Oh, sorry, who's
That's
first?
right. You go.
Okay, goodbye from me.
And goodbye from me.
Maybe we should sing Troy like a virgin. Your
Oh,
broadband has stopped working.